Chaya Raichik and journalist Taylor Lorenz certainly go back. They have feuded for some time, okay, a couple of years now, actually. And we get to today where there's an interview. Taylor Lorenz gets an interview with Chaya Raichik, and we want to show you a little bit of it. Not only the clip, but also literally, I want you to see something in the clip and see if you spot it as we go into this first little excerpt.
If transgenderism doesn't exist, which it seems like that's what you believe, what happens to all the people living happy lives as trans people?
Well, first of all, the whole trans it's based on a lie. You can't change your gender.
Okay, but
so they could go live their life. I mean, I can't tell someone what to do in their house.
Sounds like you do want to tell people what to do in their house.
I never said that.
So you're totally okay with people being trans, just not as long as they're in public?
No, I never said that.
No, I never said anything that would make me sound bad. I mean, I advocated for it and I've 100% said it over and over and over again. I'm very enthusiastically, I've said it. But like, I don't want you to say that I said it if it makes me sound bad right now, because I want to present myself as a serious person, as an activist, which is why I came to this interview with journalist Taylor Lorenz with a t-shirt that I made of Taylor Lorenz, where we like paused a video so that she like has her eyes closed or looks funny. That's what Chaya Raichik thinks is funny, when people take an image of a prominent woman and then just say that that makes her look bad. Because that's not a thing that happens to people on the right. Obviously, she as a conservative would never be targeted by that sort of misogyny, so it's totally cool to continue it for Taylor Lorenz.
Before we continue with the story, we depend on members to keep on going. Don't wait, click join now on YouTube.
But look, obviously that's utterly ridiculous. She has been, Chaya Raichik has decided a few years back that rather than have like an actual life where you try to accomplish something with your life, she's instead just going to try to make other people's lives worse. And in return, she's going to get money and notoriety for that. And she decided the subject she's gonna do that is all stuff having to do with LGBTQ people. And so for a couple of years, that's been her entire life, is how can I ruin the lives of other people who I'll never meet? And during all of that time, she has not learned literally anything about the subject that she's talking about. You can't change your gender. Yes, you can. Gender is a social construct. You can't change your biological sex, but that is disconnected from gender, which is a different thing. That's it. That's actually all you need to understand to form the basis of that conversation. Takes 5 to 7 seconds, depending on how fast the person talks, and yet totally above her head. She does not understand literally anything about that, but that does not stop the fact that she has millions of people hanging on her every word on Twitter, looking for people, again, little nuggets of meat that can be thrown to the piranha for them to go after a swimmer here, a teacher there, ruin their lives and all that. It doesn't stop the fact that in places like Oklahoma, she's literally being put on boards to take the place of an expert, someone who understands literally nothing about gender or sex. I have more. Francesca, what do you think?
I treated myself to clearly the worst thing I could have this weekend, which was watching about 35 minutes of this hour-long interview. And it is straight up talking to a brick wall. And not only that, but Chaya Raichik is so clearly an idiot, so dumb, so uninformed, again, as you're saying, of her own beat, her own subject. And at the end of the day, she sounds like a petty child being like, I know you are, but what am I? So what? I know you are, but what am I? So what? I don't care. So what? No, I didn't. People hate me. The reason people hate you, bitch, is because you insist on ruining their life. No, better. You insist on putting targets on people's backs. No. Children's backs, teachers' backs, hospital staff workers, nurses, doctors' backs. That is what you do for a living. And on top of that, you're such a petty little child. You roll up to this interview with a picture of Taylor Lorenz crying. She's giving you a platform. She's interviewing you. And you're like, I'm owning you, liberal tears. Like, seriously, this woman is such garbage. I hope that someone figures out, honestly, what, I can't say what I want to say, but let's just say, there's various ways to, end a witch. I'm thinking silver bullets or stakes through a heart or something. I don't know what we have to do. What spell we have to cast.
Let's turn back to our topics.
Well,
no
if there are witches out there.
Okay. In any event, yeah. So look, if you're a conservative where they're watching this, you're probably like, ha, you're getting triggered by her. Well, no, I mean, on behalf of the people whose lives she's ruining, she's never gonna come for me. I'm what people are supposed to look like according to Raichik. I'm in fact the best sort of people. She subscribes to an ideology where I'm literally better than her because I was born a man. And a man is better than a woman. That's one of the hierarchies that she subscribes to. So she's never coming for me. I'm gonna be just fine. I am offended on other people's behalfs, the people who are being killed thanks to the ideology that she is a part of. But much more importantly, she is a tool, a weapon against you. And I cannot believe that you don't even see it. You, poor conservative, you have actual issues, real problems. Something other than the fact that 1,700 miles away, there's a trans person or whatever, actual problems that could actually, in theory, be solved. But they're not gonna be solved because the rich don't want them to be solved because solving problems costs money. So how do you get people, millions of conservatives who have actual problems, to not prioritize them? Well, you need some stuff to distract them, thus a Raichik. That's what she's there for. That's what Chris Rufo is there for. That's what Marjorie Greene and all of these other buffoons that don't merit any of the positions they have. They're weapons being wielded to stop you from having any relief, from having any of your actual problems be solved. I'm gonna be okay. It's you that she's targeted. You should be way more annoyed by all of her buffoonery than we are. And it's weird that you're not. Final thoughts?
I just can't believe that someone like this with the platforms, like anyone who says that big tech has an anti-conservative bias, we've known you're full of it. It's so laughable. And the success of this hate monger is just perfect evidence of the fact that no, in fact, hate is rewarded by these platforms. Hate is allowed by these platforms, and it's beyond Twitter. It's all of them. And I just can't believe that someone like this can exist without actually truly being taken down and off of these places. It'll happen. It happened to Alex Jones. It'll happen to Raichik, I hope.
Well, unfortunately for us now, despite the fact that social media has an anti-conservative bias, a conservative billionaire literally bought the platform to artificially prop them up. So that's probably not gonna happen anytime soon over there. So that's fun. Anyway, we're gonna take, and I apologize we didn't get to more of the clips. As Francesca alluded to, there is more to the interview and you can check it out. Good on Taylor Lorenz for trying to get through to this woman. Unfortunately, her bread is buttered by never ever learning anything. So it's a difficult task.